Hey, vinyl community, Jeff here again. I am going to be doing a contest entry today. There are a lot of these going around, and it's always fun because it makes you think, and you got to go back into your collection and pull out things that maybe you haven't examined in a while. Anyway, this one is for Boz over at That Vinyl channel. He's That Vinyl guy. Anyway, he is celebrating, coming up in April, celebrating his 5th year making videos in the VC. And also he's pushing to 1,000. He's in the 700 range now, over 700. So he's pushing to 1,000. And anyway, so the contest ends on April 10th, which is coming up soon, sneaking up on us. Anyway, so it's a real simple contest. You got to be subscribed. I've been subscribed to him for a while, so that's fine. And then you got to make a video, which we're doing now. And he wants to see our 3 favorite genres. Now, genres can be tough because there's a lot of debate or discussion, and so I'm going to be using, I went with real broad terms, because when you start getting into subgenres, then the debate happens. Is that a subgenre? Is it a genre unto itself? So I'm going to stick with real broad terms. When you go to certain sites where you choose, and I'm thinking, I mean, Discogs has a lot of genres and subgenres, but it's really tough. But when you go to certain sites where they've got real basic ones, that's kind of what I'm sticking with. Like, there may be like 8 or 10. I don't know. There's real broad ones. So, for instance, I'm going to say pop rock. Rock and pop. Now, some rock may be hard rock, but it's rock, pop, hard rock, you know, disco would be in the pop, all of that. So, Billy Squier, hard rock in many ways. In some ways, pop rock. It all depends on the song. So, where would he fit in? He'd fit into the pop, rock and roll, pop. So, I'm going to look at this as just a generic pop rock or a generic rock. If you want to go hard rock, that's fine. But see, when you get into hard rock, you bleed into other territories too. So, anyway, so yes, I tend to stick with, you know, rock and hard rock and pop rock, you know, everything from electronica, pop rock. You know, I've shown things like the Missing Persons and Adam and the Ants and, you know, and then you got, you know, Daryl Hall and John Oates and Queen and, you know, Triumph and Billy Squier. And so anyway, rock. I like a lot of rock, pop, Duran Duran, you know, things like that. So anyway, and then this is where you really get into the weeds with discussions. Metal. Now, metal has many subgenres, and I think a lot of people today, a lot of younger people today don't seem to understand that. And they say metal, they expect you to mean extreme metal or, you know, screamo, death metal, whatever. They don't understand that metal can be anything from people that wear makeup, it's glam metal, to death metal, to black metal, and everything in between. Thrash metal, heavy metal, melodic metal. And so I'm old school. I grew up when, you know, even Def Leppard was considered metal. People think of Def Leppard today, they don't think of that. But they fell into that category. Van Halen. So hard rock bands today, this may be considered, to some people, Wasp may be considered hard rock. But we grew up, this was heavy metal. This was the metal of the day. It's still the metal of today. You know, even when you get in some of the classic rock bands that people look at now and say, they're just rock and roll, hard rock, you know. And anyway, big discussion and big fight, and I'm not going to get into that. So when I say metal, I'm including all the subgenres that I like. Everything from the glam metal, the hair metal, the melodic metal, the, you know, just blah, metal, and then some, you know, metalcore, and you got, you know, I get a little bit into the death metal, not so much into the black metal, but all of those words that you can put metal after, I like metal. So I like all of that stuff, and I'm including all that stuff in here. I just pulled out Wasp because to me, this is a middle of the road metal. You know, I liken this to be like, you know, bands like Wasp and Judas Priest and Metallica and, you know, some of those bands, even though some of that can be in the thrash area, but Sabotage, the bands that are just gritty metal without all of the flash. Of course, these guys had the flash on the stage show back in the day, but that's what I look at. All types of metal. I like hard rock, pop, hard rock, and all types of metal. And then in order to go a totally different way, because obviously if I started showing a bunch of subgenres and you got prog metal and prog rock and all of that, which can fall into the rock category, I decided to go a different direction and just, I show jazz periodically too. It is one of my, I would say one of my favorite genres. And so, jazz, of course, I am more into contemporary, more of a modern jazz, a little bit of fusion, kind of like Billy Cobham is fusion-y. Can't say I'm a lot. I like a big band jazz, but I'm not much into the improv jazz or the classic stuff that people show, all the different blue note things. I haven't had a lot of experience with. I like the more modern, contemporary, smooth jazz, and a lot of stuff like that. So there you go, 3 genres, quick, simple. Jump on this contest. Go over, check out Boz and his channel. Celebrate with him 5 years, and let's push him over to 1,000. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching. I'll be back. Rock on. Rock hard.